Hi, it's Charlie giving you Friday's live trading. It's only 20 past 7 at the moment, so I'm just doing some early analysis before I get started with our traders. I've got our swing traders all day today. We're having an all day session together. So before I get started with them, I thought I'd do the introduction to this. Now, I was looking to short the euro today. This is the daily chart of the euro. It's had a nice 3 day bounce. It's come up into my bands, the prior lows here. So I was looking to short this today. Of course, it's going to come down overnight, isn't it? And that's sometimes a pain when the markets actually do almost their daily range overnight. So it's not done its daily range yet. So the daily range is going to be key today as to whether I'm going to get a trade here, because whether it's the euro or the Kiwi or the Aussie, they're all done these pullbacks and all sort of done. I mean, it's already done. It's the range of what it done yesterday, today already. So they've moved overnight. So it'll be interesting. It's a low news day today. So whether there is a trade or whatever. So if we come down to the euro and the pound, similar, not quite as much of a day as yet, but similar looking chart on the hourly chart. If we come down to the hourlies, the pound's come down to its hourly 50. The euro's probably sitting just on top of it at the moment. Yeah, there we go. So I wanted to short for a run down to the hourly 50. So that would have been the ideal. I was saying this to our day traders yesterday when I was with them, that if we get below the hourly 20 today, the morning, then I'd be looking to short. But what you want is price to be up here in order to short for a run down to the 50. So there's no point in me trying to short it right now for a run to the 50. So the potential is that maybe we get a bounce. Maybe we get a bounce here this morning. But if we hit the 50, then that's sort of already done. And if I come out to the 4 hour chart, it's at the moment, oh, that's okay. That's okay. So 4 hour chart's fine. So it's just a case of being patient and waiting to see if you get a retracement. There's no point in me trying to chase this market down here if then it goes and does a big retracement, because I'm just going to get stopped out with an intraday type stop. So I need to see if we get a bounce at some point, and then I'll be looking to get a short off. Okay, I'll press pause for now. Okay, just back here, and we're now 2 hours on almost from where I did the video earlier, and you can see that the euro has just carried on holding down and holding lower. So, and in fact, if I come out to the daily chart, it's getting close to having done its daily range. It's only about 10 pips. It's only got to do about 10 more pips to its daily range, and then it's done its average true range. Now, it doesn't mean to say that it can't do more than its average range, of course, but certainly it's not making it easy to obviously find a short here. I'm not just going to chase it down here. We wanted the bounce. That's what I was talking about this morning. We've never had that bounce, and so I'm just going to have to sit here and play a waiting game for the time being. I don't know whether I'm going to get that bounce or what's going to happen yet today. So I'll press pause and we'll carry on watching it right here. Okay, just back again, and the euro's just never looked back on us. It's done its daily range now. This is the hourly chart still, but it's now down at 119.16. It was a high of 88. So that's how much is that? 70 odd pips, and so it's and that's its daily range. So it has done its daily range now. So if it was to bounce now, I know that it's already done enough on the downside. It doesn't have to continue when it's already done a decent range for the day. If we go back to the daily charts, so I know. I know I'm already short from yesterday anyway. I shorted with our swing traders yesterday, so we are already in short positions. But it's only small. Look, it's only small at the moment. So, but there's nothing else in there at the moment. We've been banking profits over the last couple of weeks. In the main, we've had some nice overall profit. So we're sort of starting again at the moment, but from a day trading perspective, I don't think that it would be right necessarily to still look for shorts, considering it's already done its range. So I'm going to have to take a sit back and assess as we go through here as to where or I might get a trade, because if these markets have already done their ranges for the day, then the risk is that yes, it might bounce, but it doesn't have to then come back down again, and then you're not going to be enough pips in the profit to be able to make it. So it may well be that, well, we'll have to see, but that I don't get a trade again this week. So, but it happens that way, and I think it happened 2 weeks ago when I was last on. I don't think I had a fresh trade. I had my open swings open at that point. They've all been completed now, but I would rather not trade and sit on my hands than just force something just because I'm doing a video recording. Okay, but there's some bits and pieces simmering away, so we'll see. It's still early in the day. It's only 9:45 in the morning, so we've got a long day ahead of us yet. Okay, just back, and looks like finally after all this time I'm going to get a trade, but I'm only going to put a half-size position on because it's going to be a really tight stop. Actually, we're going to be trading this off a 5-minute chart, so let's go to the 5-minute chart. I'm going to do a little band play, and it'll be over very quickly if I get stopped out, so that's why I'm only putting a half-size position on. But half-size, it's only going to have a 12-pip stop. It's still going to be 2.5 lots. So here's my tickets. And the stops, if I can drag that across, there we go. And the stop is going to be above the high, so it's going to be around about 119.41, and it's either going to, it'll be over very quickly. If it just comes up and then just blasts up, then it'll be over really quick. So it's either going to work or it's not. Ideally, the band play doesn't actually happen till further down here, because at least it's starting to break down a bit more. But if it does bounce here, I'm ready. So I've got the 100, 200, 250. That is a half size. I'm just double checking off screen. The position size here. Yes, yeah, that is. So we are set to go. But now I've got the video running. It's coming away from me. So okay. There probably will be a band play. Maybe it is going to come slightly lower now. So, and that will then have, if it comes lower, then I'll have to have a stop in a slightly different place. And it would have been convenient to have the stop there. But the band would have been a touch into this band up here. That's what I was looking for. So we're close, and it could well be setting up after all this time. It's now 2:10 in the afternoon. I'll press pause for now, but it looks like it may well be happening. Okay, so we're ready here. We've got the fingers on the triggers, just waiting to see if it come up to the band. Like I said, this is a half-size position, so I'm risking 250 quid here this afternoon on this trade. Roughly £250, I've estimated. Might be a little bit less, but something like that. So I'm just waiting to see if it's, every time I press the record button, it comes back off again. Come on. So anyway, so we're looking to see if it can come up and do that bands. Now, if it breaks down though here, and finally I am going to chase. I'm going to chase this with a unit, with one lot, just in case, because it is possible that it just decides to go. In fact, what I'll do is I'll get another half lot and split it into two halves. If that's the case, let me just get another half lot up. Half lot rather than putting a. So I've got another half lot up, so I'd sell two halves, and at least it means that if it starts coming down, we can have the option to bank on one of them or whatever. So yeah, if it does come down, then I'll put one lot in there, and then on a subsequent retrace, then I'll still try and get the other units in. But preferably, we come up here, and then I can have about a 12-13 pip stop loss. So the stop loss go up here, and it's either going to work out or it's not, you know. So and it should work. It should. Well, we should find out fairly quickly, because I'm trading off a 5-minute chart. A pattern like this, market's not going to hold around forever. It's either going to come up or it's going to start to come down. But if it does come down here, I'm going to be selling one lot if it does start to break. Okay, so if we get below these, or around about 119.20 or so, then that's where I would at least put one lot in, and I'd have a 20 pip stop on that initially, and then look to still add other units in if it then breaks down and then does a subsequent band play, because it should still do a band play at some point, a retrace, basically a small retrace. So let's see. The recording is still going. Yes, it is. Now, as far as the day is concerned, today we've had a really nice day with our swing traders here today. I'm using Zoom with them today, so we've been chatting away all day. And but trading isn't about necessarily, or when you're doing these things, always about having to take lots and lots of trades. It's not. There's a lot of the time you're like a fisherman throwing a line out into the lake. You don't have to dive into the lake yourself. You just wait for the fish to come to you. And so I've been waiting around a bit here today because to an extent the analysis has meant that the market has had that potential that could go either way today, and that could still happen here this afternoon, of course. But they've held on to this weakness that weaker theme that they've had all day, so I'm going with that. So it's just a case of seeing now whether I'm going to get that entry. And so if I can get an entry on the little retrace, it means I get better position size. If it just starts to break down now, then I get a slightly worse overall position size. But we'll see how it goes with regards to where I can then add the other units in. So first and foremost, let's just see if it's going to happen. I think I'm going to have to press pause if it doesn't hurry up, because I'm just talking and talking as the price is moving. Here we go. So it's still got that potential to get there. It's only a couple of pips away, really. So if that's the case, I'll hit 3 of these because it's 2.5 lots. If it's a retrace, I just got this one up, this extra one up, just in case it broke down. So, and now I'm still talking, it's still trying to make its mind up. I'm going to press pause. Okay, so we're back. We're nearly there. So my finger is on the trigger now for the entries. So just a little bit higher. And I'm looking at that upper band there, my black band there, so just a little bit higher to go and hit that. And now I've pressed record again. It's decided to come. It's not going to give it to me today, is it? It's not every time I press record. No. So anyway, you can hear the dogs barking in the background. It's realities. So now I could put orders in. For some of you might say, Charlie, why don't you put orders in? I was just asked this question actually by one of our traders, and I said, just because it's quite nice. I'm doing a live trading video, and it's quite nice to actually hit it as it happens, and that's the only real reason. The bands do move around a little bit as price comes towards them as well, but I could just say I'll be done with it and put the order in at sort of 27, 28, and just let it get filled. And sometimes I'll do that, but sometimes you just think, oh, it's quite nice to actually hit it as it's. Some people see you're hitting it as it's happening. Makes it a little bit more interesting. And likewise, if it just comes down as well, I'll just hit it live if it just comes down. And I could put an order in to take me in as it breaks. Yeah, I could do that, but at the moment I'm still waiting to see if I'm manually going to get this. But alas, I'm going to have to press pause again. Okay, just back here. So we're still waiting. It's just not giving it to me. It's not giving me that retracement today. This is why I don't day trade most of the time. It's way too intense. I can't sit here day trading all day waiting for little things like this to happen. God, dear. Good job it's not all the time. Anyway, right. So if we get this if this starts to break, I'm going to put that one lot in. So these 2 half lots. I've already got some open positions as I showed earlier on the euro, but yes, I'll get those in if we start to break, and then I'll still look to I'll have to recalculate my overall risk, but so I'll still look to add another lot. So it might end up being a 2-lot trade because the stop overall is going to be that bit wider if I have to sell on a breakdown. And now I've pressed record again. Oh, press pause. Okay, we're nearly there. Right. Okay, fingers on the trigger. So it looks like it's probably going to happen here. So we're about there. Just nearly there. Nearly. I'm just watching this now. If I see 27s, this getting above 27, I'm just going to say, right, that'll do. I've calculated a 13 pip stop. So if it does get to above 27, then that's fine. I can put a stop up here and it'll be about right. So, and it's done it again. Just press record and it's done it again. Look at this. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes within a tiny little range. So, bit of a pain here. Press pause. Okay, just back. Here we go again. Might be shorting it now. We'll get that one lot in. So just a little bit lower, and I'm going to be going into this and paying up, selling up. Okay, right, in, short at 20. Oh, looks like it didn't get filled there on that. And now I've got some sort of noise coming through my speakers. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's probably one of our members has turned their mic on. I don't know, which they shouldn't be doing. Now, let's get this other one in. There we go. Right. So I've got I've got the two half lots in now, so they are in. I will add to it. I'll add. So I don't need both of these hundreds up here now because I think it's going to be more likely just a total of a two lot trade, not two and a half. So I've got those in. Let's just quickly get the stops in up the tops there. So let's do that. There we go. So here's the two orders. Ignore these two. These are previous trades. One's a short, one's a long from a couple of days ago. And they're hedging each other at the moment, as it turns out, but it wasn't my intention. Anyway, so let's get these stops in. 119, 1.19. Actually, I'll put mine in at 119.40 because Saxo Bank won't stop me out until 119.41 anyway. So, but for anyone else, 119.41, 1.1940. So that's the order. Sorry, the trade is in now with one lot. So I've just got to work out my total risk now because I want to keep this to still half risk. So if it does come up, yeah, that'll be right because then that'll still be up at around about 27, and that one I'll have a 13 pip stop, but I've only put a total of two lots in, not two and a half. So yeah, I'll be all right. That'll be about right. So we are now just waiting to see if it's going to set up for the second entry, whether it's going to do this little bounce or whatever. Even if it comes down a bit, then I'll still wait for a secondary bounce. Okay, so I'm not going to chase it with the other one just yet. Okay, because if it comes down a bit more, then I'll probably be able to have a different stop as well by the time it does that. So I'll press pause for now. Right, okay, we can now finally put the other order in. So after all that time, the trade is in. So all it's meant is I've now got a smaller overall position. Now I'll quickly get the other stop in because like I've warned all the way that this could be over very quickly if it decides to get a shove on back to the upside. So let's just quickly get that stop in. 119.40. Right, okay. So I've now got, it's a half size risk, so I'm risking around about, I've estimated about £250 on this trade. And the nice thing with it is it could be over quite quickly in the, I say nice. If I'm going to be wrong, I'll find out quite quickly because this is really consolidated now for a good amount of time. So if it's going to go up, it will come up quite quick and stop me out quite quick. So at least I'll know that I'm wrong quite quickly. So we'll just wait and see. But as you can see, after all that time, now it is coming up, and but I had to put that trade in down here just in case it was to go. So the only difference it's made is my position size is a little bit smaller. So the overall risk will still be £250, no matter how I've ended up getting in. But the position size is that smaller because I did two lots in the end, not two and a half, because I had to put that in just in case that was going to break and go. So let me just press pause here. Okay, just back. So what's happening here with the euro? It's had that bounce. It's starting to roll. I was talking to the traders here about moving our stops down on the positions we've got, which is what we're going to do now. And then if it does start to break, then add another unit in. So I've got a ticket here ready, but what I do need to do is move the stops down on those original positions. It's not a lot. It's just down to, I've got my stops at 40. I'm moving them down to that high, which is at 37. Okay, so I'll just move those down. And what that's going to enable me to do is to get this other position in without taking on more risk. If I just put another half lot in, so I can just put a half lot in, then I'm not putting any, I'm still at half risk overall. Go on then, taking it. There we go. Computer's running a little bit slow because it's doing an upload at the moment. So if we do come down, and I'm still waiting to see if we come down, because this is still overall, this is a 5-minute chart. If we come to the hourly, it's still just sort of holding here at the moment in this sort of holding pattern. So I'd rather see if it is going to look like it's going to break down and then go in there. But so I've kept this at the, as I said, the half risk today. Now, could I just put another half lot in, and then probably take it just a bit over. So maybe I'm risking 300. Yes. So as it turns out, now what have I put in so far? I've put in, what have I got in so far? I've got 2 lots in total. So I'll put another lot in. Now, do I split it into 2 halves? So it really gives me lots of options. I think I will actually. So let's just take this down to 50. So with Saxo Bank, I just have to do it this way because they have that type of. Um, this is proper forex trading here, and they don't always give you the option to split your exits. So if I put just 100,000, which is one lot, as a trade in, then I can only exit that position in that way. You can get around it with spreadsheets and stuff, but anyway. So here we go. We are about to, what time are we at? 3:17 p.m. So it's coming off here. So we're very close. So in total, I'll end up with 3 lots on this trade, if that's going to be the case. Yeah, we're just waiting for a little bit more of a breakdown. I'll just press pause. I'm multitasking here. I've got messages coming through on our app as well. So trying to answer those whilst I'm watching this market. If I can spell correctly on the app, that would be useful. There we go. So we all set? I think so. And so we're coming back down into these lows. So we're getting there. And so if I get in around about 20, then my stop's going to be up there at 37. So that'd be, and then I'm in with three lots, and we see if the euro's going to revisit those lows of the day, and then whether it can break down or not. So we'll see. So my finger's on the trigger again. Now I could put an order in just to trigger me in, but it's live trading today. Well, I want to hit the buttons today. So that's just how I'm rolling today. Other days, it's not quite the same. Depends on the trade sometimes. Sometimes you just say, oh, I'm not going to be around, I'm going to put an order in. And in previous videos, then that sometimes happens when you're doing a live trading video. You're not necessarily going to be there, so you just put orders in, and that's more likely what would happen on a normal day. But as I'm here with our traders, so there's a load of us here actually. Look, you can probably see there's 67 of us in today. There was actually 76 earlier, so they've got bored now. They've all cleared off. So, or some of them are cleared off, but it is 20 past 3 in the afternoon. So we are about to go. My dog's barking again. He wants to go out in the garden. I think I'm going to have to hit this. Okay, right, I'm hitting it. I better go and sort the dog out. So let's quickly do this because he's going a bit loopy-loo. Let's drag over the thing. Let's get the stop losses in. So I am short. We have added stop losses are going in at 119.37, 1.1937, and so the full position is in now. It's taken a best part of the last hour sorting this out. The dog's going crazy. I'm going mad. 119.37. His mum's not here this afternoon, and he's going crazy. So 119.37. He's probably seen a bird outside or something. So we'll see how that gets on, and I'll press pause. For now, long video today. Okay, just back, and I have just been stopped on this euro dollar. We've trailed that stop down to 37, and I've just, as you can see, I've been stopped at about 37.7. So it's come up and taken those highs out. So it's about 300 in the end, just a smidgen actually over, about maybe 308. So still a lower risk trade today because the max risk I could have traded today was 500, but we built that position in the end, and so it's lost 300. But I won't finish the video just yet, but it is 4 o'clock, so it's don't think I'll be taking another trade, but we'll give it a little bit longer just to see what goes on in the markets, but I think it's unlikely. Anyway, so that's the way it goes sometimes. So it was having a nice little run down here. We were starting to get in some nice little profit down here, but then it's just done this V-shaped bottom and come straight back up off of those lows. So we were looking for it to break down a bit lower. The target would have been down at 119.02, would have been one of the first target anyway, so it didn't get that close to that, but it was starting to have a run. But as we can see, it's come up. So let's take this back to an hourly chart. Lots of analysis in today's video. Sorry about the length of today's video, but as we can see, still definitely obviously a nice down day for the euro dollar, like it is with all of the currencies, but bouncing around a bit here, unfortunately, this afternoon. So although it had its retrace earlier, we were in this move here. It's come down, but then it's just not wanted to go. So I think that's probably it for the day as far as trading is concerned. If we can look at some of these other currencies, cables bouncing now, so they're all having their respective bounces. So I think that's pretty much it. But I'll press pause for now. I'm not going to be bothered about getting in on the long side of these, even if they do decide to have some nice late afternoon rallies here. It's not going to be for me. We're on the wrong side of my key moving averages and stuff. I'm quite happy to not bother with that. So, but it's possible, I guess, if it rolled over, I guess, but it would really have to make its mind up fairly quickly. But more likely, no other trade. So I'll press pause for now. Okay, I'm back, and if you're still listening, good for you. You've done a good job. You deserve a medal today. 26 minutes in. So yeah, the euro's bouncing here. This is the hourly chart. That S&P, what with those yields rising today, this is the hourly chart again. It's just held all day, and I think that if we had have seen that S&P break down some more, that was what we'd have seen more dollar strength. But that's the S&P's daily chart there today. I'm alright, it's only 25 past 4, and it probably will expand its range still, but that's what I was looking for, an expansion in that range, and it's just got stuck. So, and as a result, we've not seen much more downside in the dollar against many of these currencies. You can see that the euro's just sort of held. So yes, it's a down day, same as some of these other markets. In fact, the pound dollar is a little bit better at the moment, but it's off its lows as well. So they're off their lows and they don't want to go any lower. So it had done its range, so we were pushing it to see if we could get a little bit more out of its average range and see if it was going to extend that range. And for a short while there, it looked like it was going to. But anyway, a smaller loser today, but than a full loss, but a loser nevertheless. So there you go. That's Friday's live trading video over. I shall see you for the next live trading video in about 2 weeks. Take care for now.